Let's go to the next one. This is Warren. Says, hello, thank you for taking the time to review my portfolio. I'm a self-taught 3D artist specializing in hard surface modeling and real-time video game environments. Been practicing 3D for 12 years. Nice. My projects, I handle different parts of the pipeline: asset modeling, level design, texturing, lighting, composition, optimization, and in-engine integration. I'm currently looking for an asset-focused position with a long-term goal of becoming an environment artist. I'm aware that my portfolio still lacks more complex hard surface models, and sometimes something I'm actively working on. All of my environment scenes are built with real-time engine constraints in mind, with production ranging from 6 to 8 months depending on the project. Okay. Really appreciate honest professional feedback on my role artistic technical level, the quality of my scenes and assets, composition layer, my ways should improve when missing to reach environment art's position. Any direct and honest feedback will be greatly appreciated. Let's take a look. Antoine H. Okay. This looks good. Looks nice. There's enough attention to detail. Is that like an open mid or something? It is, right? Nice. Take a look at the topology. Yeah, this is interesting. It says created in 20 hours with Cinema 4D and Substance Painter. My goal was not to exceed 100k triangles. Oh, that's a little bit high. Now I'm scared. No, this should be 20k triangles, man. Like, there's no reason why this thing should be like higher than that. I was scared. I almost got a heart attack there. It's like, oh my god, don't tell me that this is like super intense. How many triangles do we have? We get them the account. No, I don't get the final count. I'm not seeing it right now, but this is fine. Like, the amount of triangles that I'm seeing right now is not like scary. The only thing that I can tell you about, and this is of course for everyone, the smaller the piece, the less triangles you need. Okay, so for instance, if we really zoom into these bolts right here, these bolts are so small compared to the rest of the elements, there's absolutely no need for them to be 20-sided cylinders. They can be 12-sided cylinders, 8-sided cylinders, and you're gonna save a little bit of polygons that way, because it's very weird. Look at this. Like, we have this bolt right here with 20-sided sided cylinders, and then we have this hose right here with only 8-sided cylinders. When this hose, in the grand scheme of things, is bigger, right, in terms of visual presence compared to those. So I would rather have those elements be 8-sided bolts and then have like 8 sides or 12 sides for this hose. That's going to be a lot better than for those ones right there. So there should always be a balance between how much like intensity you add. Same thing here. Like, why does this hose right here is so low poly, right? Like 8 sided, and then this connector right here, it's 20 sided. Like, it should be the opposite way, because this connector right here is smaller in terms of the visual presence of the whole thing compared to some of the other elements. So you should always have that sort of like hierarchy. It says bake all bolts and all things that don't change. Yeah, if it doesn't change the silhouette, you bake that down. This one do change the silhouette a little bit, like very fairly, so you could get away with baking them, but I think it's fine to have the model. Just have that hierarchy. The bigger the object, the more poly count you give them. The smaller the object, the smaller poly count you give. Actually, I'm gonna show you here. This I learned with this character right here. So this was supposed to be like super heavily optimized. When I was doing these ropes, the mentor that I was working with, his name is Anselmo Toledo. He's an amazing artist. He pushed me to make these ropes like super optimized. And I initially started with 8-sided, and then I brought that down to 6-sided. And he was like, no, dude, go really low. And he's like, there you go, 4 sides. So those ropes right there are just like 4 sides. And some of them I even deleted like the back face or something, so they were like 3-sided like cubes. And of course, again, because of the constraints of this project, that's the intention. Because they're so small, right? Like, you see them from very far away, and you don't even see that. So it's perfectly fine. Or the smaller the object, the more optimized you want that object to be. Okay, so very important that you follow that. So this one is fine, Antoine. I like that one. Then you have this one right here. Okay. Again, a very ambitious project. Very ambitious project. You did a lot of stuff here using a bunch of multiple techniques. But I don't feel that any of these techniques is being really pushed to the best of your abilities. Here's what I'm going to say. For instance, take a look at this bench right here on the middle of the environment. Instead of you doing all of this like exterior, interior on one side, the other side, panels, everything, if you can show me that you can do that bench at a very good level, that helps you way more. okay? Because I don't expect to hire you, Antoine, until you do the full level, do the foliage, do the assets, do the floors, do the tiling textures. Like, you're not, like, this is not what's gonna happen with a level like this. Like, there's gonna be a team of artists working on this. So as part of that team, yes, it's good for me to see that you can do everything. But once you're actually on the team, you're actually gonna be doing one of the parts. And for you to be on the team, I need to make sure that you can do that one part really, really, really well. So in that case, in this case, that bench right there would be that part. The pot would be another one, right? Like, or like the frames or something. So I feel, guys, and I'm kind of like seeing this as a common trend in a lot of like environment portfolios today. You guys are trying to do way too much, when in reality it's better to work on a smaller scope project. It can still be an environment, you can still use all of the techniques, but do it to a really high quality. In this particular case, quality does beat quantity, okay? So again, similar thing here. Like, this is a good one, man. Like, I love the fact that you did the full environment, and there's a lot of very cool things. Yeah, this is amazing. Actually, this is really good. Like, this is way better than the other one that we just saw. And this was 3 years ago. This is nice, man. Yeah. You did the full level? Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually gonna eat my words right now, because this is actually really good. I think this like matches exactly what I was saying. Like, the quality on every single piece is really up there. So this is really good. The only thing that I would recommend doing on this particular portfolio piece, my friend, is to showcase all of the assets separately a little bit more. Okay, so okay, this is interesting. I like the fact that you did this. This looks very, very good, but I do see that you mentioned that you rebuilt and refined the environment in engine using the engine provided assets. So you were using some assets. It is important to make a distinction and to showcase the assets that you model. Did you model assets, or did you just assemble the whole thing? I'm guessing you did assemble or edit some things, like that stuff right there, which is fine. It's fine. Oh, it's a tough one, man. This is a tough one. Yeah, the dome looks really nice. I like the dome. Trying to think what's the best advice I can give you. Because first of all, I'm not really an environment artist. This does give me the impression that you're focused a little bit more on the level design side of things. That's my take on this whole thing. So I can see that you're a very, very capable level designer. So because you show all of this like breakdowns and the sketches and the balancing and the adjustments of the assets and stuff, I think this is a very good level design. Like, I would love to be playing this in a Call of Duty games, or even like in a Halo game, right? Like, this seems like a fun level to play in. But I'm still not certain, Antoine, of your level as an environment artist. So those are two different roles. They do interconnect a little bit, right? But as an environment artist, I need to see that you know how to use stream sheets. I need to see that you know how to do modular assets. I need to see that you know how to sculpt. Like, I haven't seen any like sculpting on this ones right now. So for instance, I see this blocking. I see some modeling. I need to see more of the modeling. I want to see, yeah, this kind of stuff. Excellent. This is great. Yeah. I want to see this, like the masking elements. So I think, Antoine, one of the questions that you need to ask yourself, because I know you mentioned here on the message that you've been doing this for 12 years. You've been doing 3D for 12 years. It does seem to me that you're doing 3D as a side thing right now, and you probably have a main job, and you want to sort of like break into the industry. As you know, it does require a lot of time, a lot of effort to do that. And if you already have a very safe job on the other side of the fence, then it might not be the best decision, because you might, let's say you get the opportunity, right? Like someone calls you and is like, hey, Warren, we saw your portfolio review with Dave the other day, and we want you on our team. We saw what you did here with this Call of Duty Dome map. It's like, this is the salary expectation, and it's like half of what you're getting right now. You need to be very honest with yourself and ask yourself, okay, do I want to make that jump? Like, am I willing to start a career on the game industry or in the film industry or whatever, even if I make half of what I'm making right now on my current job? And if that's not a sacrifice that you're willing to make, then this is going to become more of a hobby, and you're going to get some opportunities here and there, maybe a freelance gig here or there, but it's just going to be a hobby, which is perfectly fine. Again, it's perfectly fine. But you do need to be very honest, because I've had situations like that. I have people reach out to me, engineers and people who are doing another different careers, like, oh, I want to get into the 3D industry. And I ask them, why do you want to do this? Like, is this for the money? Because even though, I mean, we can get paid like fairly in a lot of situations, there's some jobs that are not as fair, but you can make a living out of this. But if it's for the money, you're not going to become a millionaire on this industry. Like, it's not very common for that to happen. If it's for what it what it entails, right? Like working on a team, like the excitement of being part of a big project, the artistic input, because of course it's not the same to be doing art than it is to be doing like accounting, right? Then that's another conversation to have, right? So I would take a really, really deep dive into your current situation, my friend, and decide what's best for you. If you don't mind that, awesome, go for it. But in that particular case, I would recommend, as an environment artist, start showing more art, because right now we're seeing more design. We're seeing how you get everything in place, how you're like presenting the elements, how you're designing the flow of the game and the level. And again, that's a slightly different role than what environment artists tend to do. So decide which of those two you want to make as well. So for example, is making the materials for an environment too much? No, that is expected. If you want to be an environment artist, it is expected that you know how to do tileable textures, tileable materials. Substance Designer is a tool that is used quite a bit for environment artists. You need to know how to sculpt, you need to know how to model, you need to know how UVs work properly, you need to do stuff inside of the engine, right? Vertex painting, you need to do masking, you need to do decals. All of those things are important as part of the environment artist role, and that's what I don't see here as much. That's why I'm recommending Antoine to focus on that too.